welcome to the Taco Cast. I'm Crystal,
I'm Will.
and you're our audience. Thank you for joining us today.
Welcome.
So, as I'm sure Will explained, we've had a very, very eventful past week or so. Things are still kind of up in the air. Got a lot of balls being juggled. So, unfortunately, I didn't prepare for today's podcast, and I recognize that that's actually usually what I do. So, I'd planned on preparing for this one, which is what makes it different. I did. I had a plan and everything. I did. We keep putting off our COVID vaccine episode, and
Yes.
I wanted to make this one that one, but I didn't get the information that I needed, and because I was not on top of it because I was handling other things. So,
What was the excuse before that? And before that?
this coffee is really hot, so I need you to remember that before you continue with your
Help
shit.
me!
Mm.
Do you feel safe in your own home? No,
I do. I don't know about you, but
Yeah, I know, because you're the abuser. Okay, so yeah, we've had a lot going on. In case you aren't aware, my grandmother passed away, and she was the care provider for my disabled mother. And since my grandmother wasn't around anymore, and at the urging of several family members who were privy to the information that was going on within the household where my mother was at the time, and my grandmother, they wanted her out of there. You know, for one reason or another, and we're not going to get into it too much, but she wasn't safe there, and the environment wasn't beneficial to her to be around. So we have moved her here to our state where we live, and for the foreseeable future, I guess.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
yeah, so everything's kind of up in the air, and we're trying to figure out, everything, how to, move all of her things here, and get her situated, and doctors and dentists, eye doctors, everything else that she needs, that everybody needs,
Yeah.
and so we're working on all that. So that's taking up a very large chunk of our free time.
Yeah, she also needs, while she's fairly self-sufficient, she does need somebody with her 24/7.
Oh yeah.
So it's been a little time consuming there also. The kids have been great. Our oldest, and then one of my nieces and my nephew have been really good about helping out. So the family has come together. But it is still, we're all working, so coordinating schedules and stuff like that has been a little time consuming. I took her out shopping, got her some new clothes and stuff like that, and had to circle back to Torrid like 3 times because they're only allowing 6 people per in the store at a time, and we come back and we're like, hey, and they're like, no, and they're like, okay, well, I guess we're gonna go get Cinnabon or something, thanks for making my butt bigger. Come back, like 15 minutes later, like, hey, and they're like, still no. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll go to this store over here, and they were having a sale. I bought this thing my daughter calls a giant doily. I like to flow around the house in it. It's so flowy. I love it. It is like wearing a giant doily, but whatever, I like it. So she says she doesn't like it, but I caught her wearing it the other day.
Huh. I don't understand fashion. Obviously, you can tell from the way I look.
Really, hon?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
I don't understand fashion.
I am wearing this top that I bought a long time ago because for the first time in a long time, I am wearing boobs.
Oh, you're wearing boobs.
I'm wearing boobs today.
Oh.
Yeah. So, I think if we discussed in a previous episode, I keep putting off my reconstructive surgery for various things. One time I got sick, and then I had switched jobs, and then I was like, well, I'm losing weight, and, my reconstructive surgeon was like, yeah, you're going to want to wait till you get down to the weight that you're wanting, because if you continue losing weight, because I'm doing autologous tissue, where they're just moving belly fat up to make the new breasts out of.
Ooh.
I know, right?
Whoa.
So.
Bonus, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Is it something that you feel you need to do?
Not
The
as
reconstruction, and not like the moving the belly fat. I mean, obviously, that's
I
a
did.
bonus,
I
but-
did choose the autologous tissue because if you get implants, they recommend that you get them redone every 10 years, and I just wanted to do the reconstruction and be done with cancer forever. So autologous
Yeah,
tissue
right.
seemed like the best.
I think we're all, in agreement there. The cancer sucks. It wasn't as much
wasn't
fun
my
as
favorite. Yeah, no, it was not.
I
as
mean,
fun as
you were
I've been
led to believe that it was a lot more fun than it was, and it's not.
No,
for anyone.
not even a little bit.
Not even. Yeah, they lied to us. In
On the
case
other
anybody's
hand-
wondering, cancer is not fun.
I did discover that I have a very symmetrical head. So
You do.
I have a very symmetrical head. So when it came to the hair falling out, which that's another thing. I don't know if I've said this before or not when we covered this on a previous episode, but I waited until my hair started to fall out. I got it cut short, but I waited until it started to fall out before we shaved it, and I didn't want to shave it all the way down. So we left what was like a little tiny bit of hair, right? Well, not all your hair falls out, just most of it. So I had these patches of these sections of patchy hair that were left. So basically, I just looked like I had mange. I was like, "Woof, this is not attractive." Somebody should have told me, and I could have shaved it all off.
No, you're attractive to me.
Aw, thank you, babe.
But back to the reconstruction.
Well, not as much as I used to. I was unprepared for how much
Excuse me.
how much I didn't feel like myself. I have always had a rather contentious relationship with my breasts. I was very large-chested from an early age. I was still in grade school. I was a C cup in 6th grade. And when you're the only... Right? When you're the only...
That was shortly before I started dating.
No, hon. We didn't meet until after I'd graduated. You
I
dill
know.
hole. But
So
when
much
you're
younger
the
than
only
me.
person that has breasts, you are instantly everybody's focus, and it's not comfortable at all. Other girls are upset because they don't have breasts. Boys are like, titties. And nobody...
What is that again? How's that called?
Titties.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then I was a D cup in high school. After I'd had Elizabeth, I went to a triple D, which I think is actually just a fancy way of saying like E or some shit like that. Like way too much boob that you didn't need. And it made me mad because, once you get into a D cup range, there's no fun bras for you. Every bra is just rebar and scaffolding, and it's canvas, and you've got pulleys to hoist everything up, and permanent indents in your shoulders. And so I really had, like I said, a very contentious relationship with my breasts. So when the doctor was like, yeah, they're trying to kill you, and I was like, yeah, chop these fuckers off, I thought everything would be fine. I was unprepared for how much I missed them because I was fighting with them every day, like, get in the titty holster.
So you had a contentious relationship with
did,
your
yeah.
breasts, but you said that they were part of who you were or your identity.
They were, and I hadn't realized it until after they were gone that they were an important part of my identity. And it took me a while to grapple with that, and get to feeling better about the fact. And one of the things, so I didn't wear a prosthetic, as you know, because you have literally lived with me. I had one shortly after my surgery, and I quit wearing it after a while because it was one of the fabric ones, and they would drift. Like I'd wear this prosthetic, and like one's in my armpit and one's up here. I look like Tina Turner in Beyond Thunderdome. And eventually I just got tired of it, and especially because you don't notice right away, but people you're with notice that your titties are cockeyed.
Your titty has moved.
Right? Yeah. Nobody says anything. They're just looking at you like, well, what's going on over there?
Magical.
Right? So, and like the silicone ones, they kind of make you sweat. Like I tried a pair. I didn't like them at all, so I just never bought any. So I have a friend of mine who is also a breast cancer survivor, a gal that I met online through Dr. Amy's page. I think that's where I met her. That one or I'm pretty sure that's where we met. Anyways, we're in a couple of the same Facebook pages. And we had met online, and we had been talking, and I had made a post about the fake boobs. Um, and she and I got to talking, and she crochets fake boobs for people, and because I told her about why I didn't like mine, and so I just didn't bother wearing anymore. One of the things that you don't realize is I've got a lot of favorite T-shirts, band shirts, my nerd shirts and whatever, right? Well, when you have gigantic boobs, it kind of stretches your T-shirts out. So I can't wear any of my favorite shirts from before my mastectomy because they've got the little stretched out fabric patterns where the boobs used to be, and it looks weird on me with the no boobs. And I was like, well, I guess those just go to the back of the closet now until I get the new ones. Anyways, so we're having this conversation. She crochets them. And she says that the crocheted ones, a lot of people like them. So she offered to make me a pair. And she made me a pair of the crocheted ones. And she sent them. And that's, Elizabeth and I stuffed the boobicles. And so, yeah. Boobicles.
Okay.
Boop.
They have names for them and everything, huh?
Mm-hmm. So I'm now wearing this shirt that I had bought a while back that I thought would look cute. Without, because I don't often wear a prosthetic, and so when I'm buying shirts, especially when you have to buy them online,
yeah, now with COVID,
yeah,
nothing's
it's kind of hard to assess, is this going to look good with my altered body shape, or is it not? And I thought this one would, because sometimes these tops that are kind of scrunchy kind of look okay. It did not. So I really like this top, and I hadn't gotten to wear it because no. So I am wearing I gave the boobicles. I don't actually know if that's what she calls them. That's what I call them. I gave them a trial run last weekend, and I'd found a couple of things. First off was if you safety pin them in, they stay better because they do tend to drift like the other ones, but safety pinning them in works great. And also I hadn't realized, but I had lymphedema that was getting pretty bad on the side, and I had skin-saving surgery because my surgeon knew that I was going to be having reconstructive surgery eventually. So I've got extra skin in the area where the mastectomy was. And I kind of thought that it was just that, but it was getting weird. And, I was messing with it. Like, I'd kind of massage it because it kind of hurt, whatever, but I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention to it. I wore this bralette with the fake boobs pinned inside of it. And after, 2 days, that was gone. And I'm like, oh, well, apparently that wasn't just a thing. That was bad, and now it's gone. So,
what is lymphedema?
So the lymphatic system carries lymph in your system, but it doesn't actually circulate on its own. Lymph.
Oh, lymph.
Yeah.
Oh.
It doesn't circulate on its own. It uses the body to circulate, and so you've got your veins, your arteries. Well, you've also got this lymph system along all of those. Well, if it's not able to move, that fluid is going to build up in your tissues. A lot of people have lymphedema for various reasons. I had a brain stall. I'm just like, my brain's like, cookies.
I have them all the time.
A lot of people who aren't cancer patients have lymphedema. Oftentimes it happens in the extremities, but if you have a disruption to your lymph system, typically, so I had lymph nodes removed on this side. This is the side that the cancer was on, and because those lymph nodes are removed and things were disrupted here, typically people can get lymphedema on that side because it's difficult for that fluid to move up. I actually had it on this side because, as you can see with the metaport there.
I probably can't see that, but
right there.
Okay.
My metaport was infected.
Oh yeah, that was a fun one too.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
If the cancer didn't kill you.
Yeah. So the metaport was infected, and they put in a PICC line there when the metaport got infected. The PICC line caused a massive blood clot from about elbow to here, and that damage has caused severe lymphedema on this side. So I wore compression for a while. I did wraps. I went to physical therapy, and eventually I just got tired of messing with it. Now, I might start doing it again because the lymphedema has started to get really bad again, but I also might not because sometimes I just get mad at my body and I'm like, fuck you, do what I want you to. It's not constructive. I don't recommend it.
Hey, drunken sailor, can we tone down the language a little? Okay, So lymphedema. Back to that. Since we've gone on this tangent from bubicles.
Sorry.
Bubicles to lymphedema. How do they treat that? Is there like a
There's
cream or something you
not
put on?
really, but there is actually some surgery that's been pioneered by a place in I want to say Louisiana. It has been a while since I've looked into it because we originally was going to go to the Center for Reconstructive Breast Surgery and have my surgery done, and then I was like, I don't really want to travel. So maybe I'll just stay here. But the Center for Reconstructive Breast Surgery in Louisiana also pioneered a surgery where they help transplant lymph nodes to help ease lymphedema. And from what I hear, it's got pretty good success.
So the fake bubicles.
Oh, yes, the fake boobs.
Yeah. When you have the surgery done, what do they make those out of?
No, my belly fat.
So they're just going to take chunks of your belly fat and make boobs?
So it depends on what you're
Won't
having
they float around?
No, actually, they'll be nice and secure. I was, as we discussed, very large chested before my mastectomy, and my reconstructive surgeon was telling me that they can't go too much bigger or too much smaller than your original breast size when they're building the new breasts. Because they build it based on the foundation that your body already had, so they're just building on those existing structures.
So you have to go to E?
No, he said I could go a little bit smaller, and I was like, whoo, thank you. Because,
well, how much smaller can they go?
I was thinking about going back down to a D.
Okay.
Yeah, he said that D is probably about as small as I could go and keep it natural looking.
Maybe go E and D.
Maybe. Bear with me. We get a third one.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Get 3 of them. Now, the surgeon says they can't weaponize them because I wanted to get laser nipples, but you can't.
No laser nipples?
No laser nipples. Yeah. I was disappointed.
I'm disappointed in this entire idea.
Yeah.
Now I understand why you've put it off for so long.
I mean, if you can't get laser nipples, why would you do it?
Right. No laser nipples. I mean, what is there?
Nothing.
What are they good for? Ooh. So, all right. So, fake bubicles are working?
Yeah, I'm actually kind of liking him. And now that I've, like I said, I gave him I'd worn him a couple of times before, but I gave him the extended trial run, and it worked out great. Like I said, got the, and I think the problem, they were comfortable, but the problem was they themselves were comfortable, but the bras I was wearing weren't. So now that I went to this bralette, it's pretty comfortable.
What is a bralette? I mean, I don't think we have any men who watch this show, anyways. But
there's like one dude. Hello, one dude who watches this show. A bralette literally just means small bra. So go to your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend if he is a crossdresser and look into their closet and
don't make fun of him.
Not making fun of it. If your boyfriend isn't a crossdresser, then you can't do this. But hopefully he is, so that you can do this. So you go in their closet and you pull it out. Pull out the bra and you take a look at it, and you see how, depending on their breast size, it's going to be this massive construction of canvas, and then there's like this metal bar, and it's like huge and looks like it stabs them in the armpit. It does, and no one likes that. And so a bralette doesn't have any of those things. It's just a nice little lacy, and there's no stabby stabs. And
okay.
Stabby stabs is a technical term.
It is?
Yeah.
I hear you say it all the time to me. I'm going to stabby you. So, all right. So, anything else you'd like to share about the surgery? You're going to go smaller.
Going to go a little bit smaller.
When are you going to have it done?
Well, I really, really like food, so the weight loss thing has been a little on the tenuous side. I've managed to lose, I think, 20 pounds. It's really hard to tell.
Congratulations to that.
Thank you, honey. My husband, my lovely husband here, bought me a scale that because my eyes are shit, when I bend over to see the actual numbers on it, you can watch the thing go I'm like, oh, that's not okay. So I have to like stand straight up and be like, hey, Lizard, come look at this. What's it say? So I'm guessing I've lost 20 pounds. It's kind of hard to tell with the scale that keeps messing with me.
I could get you a digital one that says you weigh, and it tells you exactly what you know. You have to look at it.
I don't think I like that. I don't want it talking to me.
I don't even want that in my house.
No, that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
What kind of sadist invented that?
Well,
it's awful.
Someone with a lot of time on their hands. I don't know why they would need that, but they do. They have them. I see them on Amazon. Yeah, they even have ones that'll tell you can program your diet plan into them, and it'll tell you how close you are to your weight loss goal, and I'm sure it gives words of encouragement. That's what they call it.
I just need somebody to follow me around and slap the donuts out of my hand.
Donuts are so good.
Oh God, I know.
Love donuts.
I love carbs.
Even though I don't eat them.
Carbs are so delicious.
Carbs.
Oh, I love cupcakes and I love donuts and I love pancakes and I love rice. Rice is so good, especially. Okay, so here's what you do.
Another tangent.
So you get yourself some butter, right? You get yourself like a tablespoon of butter and you put it in your pan, and then you throw in some garlic, okay? And while that is lightly sautéing, you take a carrot and you grate about a tablespoon, about 2 tablespoons worth of carrot in there, right? Then you mix that up until it's smells so good. Now you take your rice, right? Your dried rice, a wild rice mix. Yeah, take about a cup of that. Toss that in there, right? Yeah, that's right. No water, just that butter, that garlic, and that carrot, right? And then you stir that around until you start to smell that it's like a little toasty rice, and it's so good. Then you put the water in. Then you boil it and set it aside. Oh, so delicious. You're going to love it. Trust me. It's so good.
How does that tie into boobicles and reconstruction?
It doesn't?
No. Nor does it tie into donuts or cakes or, carbs.
Well, no, rice is a carb.
So there you go. There's a connection. Ding, 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 ding. All right. So, you don't know when you're going to have it done. Weight loss is an issue. You're going to downsize, but you don't, maybe to a D. And there's something in bras that are stabby.
Yeah, they call it an underwire, and I feel like it's a plot against boobs.
Why is it there?
Because it gives the breast shape, I think. I don't know.
This had to be invented by a man.
100%. I cannot imagine that there was a woman who's like, you know what's going to be great? Getting stabbed in the armpit by a piece of wire every time I go to put my boobs in their holster.
Over the shoulder boulder holder.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why that just popped in my head. I haven't heard that since I was.
It's accurate. I have a friend of mine who's been an A cup since I've known her, and I've been so jealous because she's got all these adorable, cute little bras that are so awesome. And I had all those ones that looked like I raided my grandmother's closet. And then, a friend of mine introduced me to Lane Bryant, and I went there, and they had the cutest bras. And so I got these bras, and they had like polka dots, and one with like this giant hibiscus on it. And I was like, yes. And they fit like they were supposed to, but they were fun, and it was so awesome. And I bought like $250 worth of bras, and I was so excited.
What, 2?
4, thank you. They were on sale, sir. And I bought like $250 worth of bras, and then what was it, 2 months later, I got diagnosed with breast cancer, and I'm like, I paid a lot of money for these bras. So I'm just going to take them with me to the doctor's office and be like, I want to get my $250 worth. I want the new boobies to fill these. I'm kidding. I don't want the new boobies to fill those because those are for giant boobies. But that's the joke because, I'm a cheapskate. And
yeah. But I love you all the same. All right. Is there anything else that you'd like to share in this random...
I've spent the last 25 minutes talking about my boobs, so I'm sorry about that. But I gave you guys a rice recipe that's super easy, so try it. Let me know how it is. I think you'll love it just as much as I do.
Okay. I don't like wild rice. So.
I also think that my chair, I think I'm now lower than I was when we started the video. That's awesome. Okay. Thank you for joining us,
It looks
guys.
like I didn't frame this correctly because there's so much space between here and the top. So I could put like like a monitor or something, or words, thumbnails in there.
It's gonna be down here at the bottom of the screen.
Slowly fade out.
That's how I make my exit now. I'm just gonna. Can I?
Well, I can fade you out, kind of like it's Star Trek.
No, can't.
As they beam you in and beam you out, I can do that.
Oh, phase. No, not phaser.
All right. So
my brain doesn't work. Transporter effect.
Ooh.
The phasers are the pew pews.
Pew pews. Whoa. You can't say pew pew on YouTube.
You can't say pew pew on YouTube?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
You can't say gun. We're not monetized. Well, if you have a monetized content on YouTube, they object to an entire series of different words: assault rifle, gun, and it's their political agenda that they're trying to force down people's throats. So if you want to talk about them, you actually have to say pew pew and blaster, stuff like that. To instead of other terms that you commonly use for weapons and guns and shooting.
That seems silly.
Yeah, I know, but that's the game we get to play when we're on YouTube. That's why we need to find another venue for this. Maybe go to where Joe Rogan left for what? SoundCloud? No, where'd he go? Spotify. Maybe we should move our soundtrack, our this entire thing to Spotify. And no, my wife messes with me every single week and says, why don't we just do it on Pornhub? Because Pornhub has more than just porn. I'm not moving my podcast to Pornhub. It's a joke. She's just joking, messing with me, but she says it every week.
It's not true. I say it every other week.
Every other week. Love you, hon.
Thank you for joining us, guys.
Yeah, thank you for listening to us ramble today as we slowly sank out of the picture. We are not standing in quicksand, by the way. Both these chairs that we are currently sitting in, the hydraulics in the chair, if you tilt forward too much, it starts to lower. So, thank you again, everyone. Stay safe out there until next time.